Hey Scorpio, welcome to your May love forecast. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you're a cross watcher, you are more than welcome to stick around. But I do have April cross watching videos for each zodiac sign if you want to check that out after this one if you haven't already. But this is going to be for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. See what is going on with our Scorpio friends. See what's going on in the area of love. Okay, this is going to be a little bit more detailed than my previous format. So you guys will have to let me know if you like it, if you feel like the information is more detailed, if you like that it's detailed. And we'll see. Majority will rule. Okay. I'm going to pull 5 cards, and then as I'm going through the 5 cards, I'm going to pull clarifiers for each. And that way we'll get a little bit more information. So first and foremost, my darling Scorpio, you are receiving the 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups is an offer that's being made to you, okay? You may not be super duper sold on the offer, okay, but it's a start. It's a start, right? Like, you know, this guy is approaching her and he's maybe offering her to go for a walk or, you know, spend some time together. And she's like, but I kind of like where I am now. I'm comfortable. I'm sitting here. I'm chilling with my cat. I'm good, right? Like, why? Like, where are we going? What are we doing? Right? So she might have some preconceived thing in her head about what's going to be worth it for her to get up and to, you know, go for a walk with this guy, right? But, you know, little does she know they could have a really good time walking around, checking out shops, or doing something different than what she had planned. So typically when I see 4 of Cups, it's basically saying keep an open mind. This may not be coming in the way that you had hoped, but it's going somewhere. I'm also feeling, Scorpio, that you're having to follow somebody else's lead. You might not be thrilled with the pace of their lead or the way they're going about it, but this is someone who's trying and they want to feel like they're stepping in and they're like, you know, being the pursuer. And so for some of you, it's going to require a little bit of patience for this person to find their rhythm, to find their way, to find their groove, and maybe even come out of their own little nervousness and maybe be a little bit more impressing. We're going to pull some clarifiers and see what's coming up. Oopsie daisy. All right, let's pull 3 clarifiers. There's 1, 2, and 3. All right, so clarifier 1. Oops. Ooh. We got Ace of Wands. There's a lot of passion under here. And that could be, Scorpio, one of the things that maybe you're not sure about. This person's approach may be throwing you off a little bit, right? They might be coming in a way where you're like, I don't know what this person wants from me. I have no clue what this person wants from me. I don't know if they're wanting a friendship. I don't know if they're wanting, like if they're, you know, like are they going to make a move? Are they not going to make a move? And this person may be trying really hard to be respectful or take those things slow. But Ace of Wands or Ace of Canes is letting us know that there's a lot of passion here, okay? This person is really into you. They are very turned on by you. And that could be why maybe they're coming in with a little bit of a poker face. They may not be putting all of their cards on the table, or they don't want to come off like they're being some kind of creeper. But I do feel, Scorpio, that this is somebody who maybe is coming in and may be in a situation where you thought you were just going to go out for coffee, you thought you were just going to maybe go have a drink or grab a bite or have a chat, and one thing leads to another, boom, pow, bang, like, whoa, like, where did that come from? Like, that kind of really quick, sudden, unexpected, you know, get together. So those of you who are in a relationship, and if you do have somebody who's extending friendship your way, I would say be cautious, because this person does have motives. They might not be coming off like they have motives, but they do have motives, okay? Those of you who are in a relationship and you're not leaving this person, between you and your partner, it could be that your partner is trying to drop hints at what they want or what they're looking for to bring the passion in, and you haven't been picking it up, and they're about to show you, and they're about to show you in a big way, okay? So there's a lot of passion here coming into your love energy early on in the month. We've got Knight of Swords, okay? And we've got 8 of Coins. So Knight of Swords can be heavy energy. It can be argumentative. It can be very rigid. It's not fun, you know, like Knight of Swords is not somebody that you're going to call them like, hey, let's go hang out, because Knight of Swords can be opinionated. Knight of Swords can be tempered. Smart person, has a lot of really great qualities, but it's not somebody that you're going to say, hey, let's catch a movie or let's go to the club with Knight of Swords, okay? Not that kind of energy, all right? So we've got passion on one side. We've got this playfulness on one side, okay? In this deck, this is 8 of Coins. In traditional tarot, we think of eight of Coins as working very hard and like perfecting something. But in this deck, the way that it is like kind of like the money is coming in and they're able to enjoy each other. They're able to have fun. So they're able to work on the relationship in a fun way. So those of you who are with somebody, or you're dealing with somebody, or trying to get back together with somebody, this person may feel like there's been a whole lot of this going on. Maybe you've been doing a lot of talking. Maybe you've been like, plans and strategies in the future and what you're looking for, and expectations and rules and all of this stuff. And they're like, okay, I hear you, but I'm really into you, right? And I want to be able to work on things in a non-rigid, just kind of more playful way, right? You can still have the same communication, okay? They can talk about the same things together as, they can talk about with this dude, but they can do it in a much more playful, relaxed setting, okay? So I do feel for some of you, you are going to have someone who's trying to get you to go somewhere with them, and maybe you're not going to want to go, right? Like, see here, your first card, it's like this invitation, but you're not wanting to accept the invitation because it doesn't sound fun. Little do you know that when you get there, you're going to have a lot of fun and a lot of this, right? But you might not know. You might not know from the get-go, okay? It might not be that apparent from the get-go. Now, I want to clarify something, and it makes me sad that I have to say this, but I have to say this because it's come up in the comments in the past. When I say accept this invitation, I'm only talking about an instance in which this is somebody that you know, and somebody that you know is going to be safe enough. It could be that you're meeting somebody online and they're asking you out and it's worth exploring, but do not meet this person in a dangerous place. If you do not know a person, do not go to somewhere where it's not going to be safe. Meet in a public place. Meet during hours that there's going to be lots of people and it's going to be safe for you. Don't go to somebody's house if you don't know them. Don't meet them in an abandoned location where there aren't going to be people around. Be safe. Or if it's an ex that's reaching out to you, and if it's an ex who's been violent or abusive, do not meet up with that person, okay? I just have to put that out there because it's come up in the past. So I hope that the majority of you know that when I say accept this invitation, I'm talking about a situation in which this is somebody that you know, or this is somebody that you're meeting up with in a safe way, okay? I don't want anybody putting themselves in a dangerous situation. So now that that disclaimer has been said, let's move on to the next card. Next we have Queen of Wands. She's been showing up a lot. So this is telling me a lot of people are in their feisty energy. A lot of people are in their like get it energy, okay? Their sexy energy. I love the look on her face in this card. I've said it every single time she's come up. So if you look at the face on her card, she looks like, there was a party there. There was some gentleman caller. She got some flowers. I don't know where he is, but he's laid out somewhere. He's not using his cane. So she just has this look on her face where Like, it's like just, ooh, like just no shame and no regrets, right? This passionate energy. Someone's gonna take you by surprise, Scorpio. Somebody's gonna take you by surprise. Okay, that's the energy that I'm getting here. One of the things I have to say about Queen of Canes or Wands or Fire, oh gosh, it has so many names in so many different decks, right? But one of the things I have to say about this person and about her story, okay, she's gotten fed up in the past and she just decided to live her life. One day she said, I'm gonna be happy, and she's worked very hard. She's a self-made woman, okay? So even if you're watching this and you're a guy, or you identify as a guy, whatever it might be, this energy still applies to you. I am using the word she, but you can make it he, they, whatever you want to say. I'm just calling it she. You know, she's self-made. Nobody has given her anything for her to get to where she is. You know, one day she just got fed up. She said, I'm done with struggling. I'm going to make a life for myself. I don't have time for drama. I don't have time for games. I don't have time to get mad at other people or get in it with other people. Like, she became very focused and about like creating the life that she wanted to have for herself, to have friends, to have her abundance, to have happiness. And so she's like the life of the party. She really is the life of the party. And I like the fact that in this deck they made her older, because usually when we see Queen of Wands or Queen of Fire in a lot of decks, it's like this young hottie, right? And I'm not saying she's not attractive, but she's more mature than typically what we see in other decks with the Queen of Wands. But that's exactly how Queen of Wands is gonna be. Like, even as she ages, she's still gonna have fun. She's still gonna have a good time. She's gonna be unapologetic about it, right? And she still got it, right? She still has people coming after her. She still has people that want her. And so that's the energy that you're coming into, Scorpio. Some of you have kind of given up on love because you're like, dude, you know what? Like, I'm not a college kid. I'm not in my early 20s. Like, I'm busy with life. I'm making things happen. And so some of you are just kind of like, you don't even think that it's going to happen for you. But somebody's coming in and taking you by surprise. And they're coming in with a lot of fire. And you're getting your fire back as a result of it. But we're going to pull some clarifiers here. We've got clarifier 1. Clarifier 2. Clarifier 3. Ooh, I like this card. Those of you who watch my videos, you know why. You've heard me say it before if it's come up in the other videos that you have had this card come up for you. Hopefully you remember, but I will explain it. Gosh, this one's coming up a lot too. Okay, and I'm giggling here. All right, so Queen of Canes is the card, and here's the clarifiers. Ace of Coins is new energy coming in. So some of you are busy focusing on making that coin. You're focusing on your money, and somebody's coming in as a result, okay? Somebody may be pulling a little bit of a one-up on you, because we've got this card here, which can sometimes be illusion, okay? Illusion and options. Different possibilities, and we have new opportunity, right? So as you're going after your opportunities, somebody in some illusion may be presenting you a new opportunity where you think they're wanting to do business with you, or you think they're like wanting to come in as a friend, but they want to come in with this, right? Trojan horse. Somebody might be coming in Trojan horse style for you, Scorpio. But overall, the meaning of the card, the reason why I like this card here, this beautiful card right here, Ace of Coins, is because in my readings it has a little bit of a special meaning, which is that something that was stuck for a very long time is becoming unstuck. Chakras are opening up. Aligning, things where you were blocked, you're no longer blocked, and you're coming into an energy of receiving. You're coming into a higher vibration, and you're gonna be receiving from the universe. And some of you Scorpios, you've not only been blocked in money, but you've also been blocked in love. And so these two things are becoming unblocked at once. Some of you might find that, oh my goodness, like money's really coming in, and love life's really picking up, and all of a sudden you're receiving these two things at once. Okay, and so some of you are going to have many options as a result, right? And this is saying you can take your time, you can work the room, you can walk through and see what all the options are before you pick or before you settle. I mean, this seems awfully charming here, this seems awfully sexy, but you don't know what's going on behind that mask. That could be somebody that you know who's really terrible on the inside. Forget what they look like under the mask. It could be somebody that's in some disguise and you know that person and you're like, you're not going to want them. So don't jump in or don't rush in into like the first thing that's impressing you. Like give yourself time to walk around, work the room, see the options. And so, yes, there may be more than one option coming in for you romantically, but more so than that, Scorpio, I feel very intuitively that for a lot of you, this is just about how to move forward with your life, because a lot of things are happening at once. Your career is requiring your attention. Your love life is requiring your attention. There's new possibilities coming down the line for you for opportunities and projects and things that you can do. And it's going to be time for you to prioritize, okay? Bringing us to this Nine of Canes. So Nine of Canes, my dear, is typically what we see in traditional tarot as Nine of Wands, which could be some nervousness or like anticipation of like somebody coming in and challenging you in some way. When we see Nine of Canes, it's defensiveness, right? Like we're being careful, or we're anticipating some kind of an attack. And it's very funny to me the way that they have this card here, because I kind of see this as like the step parent situation. Like, whoever, like, we'll just say that's like that little girl, we'll just say it's her dad or whatever, and she doesn't know who this strange lady is. She doesn't like it. She's not having this one bit. Like, leave my daddy alone. We don't need you here. Get out of here. We don't like you. Because she doesn't know what this relationship is going to do for her life. She doesn't know how it's going to change things. Is she going to be left out in the cold? Is she going to start liking this lady, and then is this lady going to disappear? Is this lady going to take her daddy away from her? She doesn't know. She doesn't know. It's scary. It's a vulnerable situation. So Scorpio, I think a lot of you who've been so independent for so long, to have this connection coming in, have this passion coming in, somebody's just kind of coming in and sweeping you off your feet, it might be very scary to let the person in. It could be the inner child who's like stranger danger, because you don't know where it's going to go or what it's going to be. So there could be some inner child work that's happening for some of you Scorpios as I'm seeing this card. Some of you might be coming into a step parent situation, okay? So some of you might have to be prepared for that. Or you may be dealing with somebody who has children, and for some of you that could be a new experience. Maybe you really haven't dated somebody with children before, and so there could be some defensiveness there, or there could just be some things that are needing to be worked out. But being that you're in this Queen of Wands energy, at least we know you're busy, right? And you're having a good time, okay? So this could be something that's really working out well in that way, right? Like you all are together when you're together, and then when they're with their kid, you're you're doing whatever it is you're doing, Scorpio. To each their own. Next card we have. Wow. Okay, so some of you are like, this is my person. You're getting ready. You're maybe planning some kind of wedding here or some kind of long-term future with this person. Okay. It could be where there's wedding plans, Some of you might be like, I'm just going to elope with this person. There could be a lot of really fast-moving energy that's coming in, a lot of attraction that's coming in, just a lot of feeling like belonging, right? A lot of feeling like this is my person, right? Planning for the future. Yeah, but I don't know, maybe some of you are like going off to Vegas and getting married. I do feel though, Scorpio, that whatever this is for people in your life, when they find out that you're with this person, okay, there's two groups. There's some people that this person, they're going to be very surprised that you're dating. It's going to seem like it's coming out of nowhere. Other ones of you aren't saying anything. Like, you're laying low, right? You're in that Queen of Wands energy. You're living your life. You're seeing this person. When this person is off tending to their responsibilities or obligations, you're like doing your own thing, so you're still independent. So people might not know that you're coupled, and you might not be talking about it. And then it's coming into this more serious connection to all of a sudden you're engaged, or you ran off and you got married, and they're like, where in the heck did that come from when you were even seeing somebody, you know? So for some people, somebody's really being taken off by surprise. This came up for another sign too, and I can't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Aquarius or Libra. It may have been Libra. It may have been Libra. So some of you could have Libra in your moon or rising. Some of you may be dealing with Libra, although not necessarily. Or it could just be that, you know, you all have some similar energies here going on. But that came up in another reading too, and I'm feeling that for some of you Scorpios as well. But whatever's happening here, you're laying down a foundation. Like, this is somebody who's taking you by surprise in a very pleasant way, and it's becoming something. And for some of you, you didn't think it was gonna happen, and so this person's coming in. But we're gonna pull some clarifiers. Clarifier 1. Clarifier 2. And clarifier 3. All right. King of Cups. Okay, this is like screaming marriage, because King of Cups for me is like the husband card, the father card. But above all else, this is like a generous person. This is going to be a generous partner. This is going to be a generous lover. Who's coming in and nurturing you, who's keeping your cup full. And for those of you, even though I know Scorpio is not a fire sign, and I know that Queen of Wands is a fire card, some of you are in that energy. Even though you're not a fire sign, you're in that go-getter energy, and you're very independent, and you're not used to having a considerate lover, or you're not used to having somebody come in and be this nurturing person for you, and voila, here they are. Like, maybe you thought it was never going to happen. Those of you who are in an existing relationship, your partner may be beginning to step it up. They might be beginning to see that you're like this fine wine, and you're just getting, you know, finer with age, and you have these opportunities coming up, and there's this new energy about you, and they're stepping up the game. They're not wanting to lose you, Scorpio, so they're like investing in you. They're giving you some nurturing. They're giving you some time. They're filling up your cup. I love the way he's doing it too. He's doing it so slick, like just like so slick here, with the crossed leg. Like, he's not even like looking down. Like, it's funny. Like, this because that's some I don't know. I can't talk. Got some swag here. Okay, so some of you maybe are you know, your partners may be stepping up the swag, or you're attracting somebody with swag, right? But there's definitely this abundance, this generosity, this wanting to sweep you off your feet. There might be a whole lot of whining and dining going on for some of you Scorpios. Oh, and after the whining and dining, all right, the freakiness ensues, right? So this person, I'm telling you, like, they want you. They want you. Like, this came up out of nowhere, right? This was step one. It got heated very quickly. And then step 2, it's like, I don't know, incense is busted out, people are getting tied up. I don't know what's going on, you know. So some of you are exploring certain aspects of you know, desires or fantasies or whatever it might be. But it's very passionate. It's very passionate. And little did you know, where is it? Let me go back. Little did you know, when mousy little polite dude stepped up, that, you know, it would lead to something like this. You know what I mean? But so somebody's taking you by surprise, and there's a lot of passion. Those of you who are in an existing relationship, it's going to be time to spice it up in some interesting ways. And those of you who have this new person coming in, I mean, it's like you're You're moving ahead really full speed. And what I love, this is what I love the most, Scorpio. I think this is what like anybody could really hope for. You know, more so than marriage, because everybody gets so hung up on marriage, right? You have this emotional need being met. You have this emotional nurturing, but you also have the passion, right? And sometimes that can be hard to find. You know, sometimes you can be with somebody who's very attentive and very caring, but there's just like no chemistry. Or you can have somebody where there's really hot chemistry, but they're a selfish jerk person, you know. But here it's like you've got the best of both worlds. From my mouth to God's ears, right? Ace of Swords. This looks like a scary card in this deck. I'm not a fan of the way that the art is of this card in this deck, because I love Ace of Swords so much and it's such a positive card, and I feel like this doesn't seem so positive. But this is about the dead falling away, right? You know, cutting through the old that's not working for you anymore, making space for the new. And this is about clearing away any mental clutter, any false beliefs that were holding you back, only any old or stale ways of looking at things that have been holding you back, and just coming into this new creative energy, new thoughts, new views, new ways of looking at things, new ways of approaching situations. I feel that for a lot of you Scorpios, this is coming into the energy of finding creative solutions to old problems. So maybe there were certain ways where mentally you would sabotage yourself in relationships in the past. You're not doing it anymore. That sabotage, that self-sabotage, you're clearing it out of the way. Your next card is a page of canes here, or page of wands, tradition as we would call it. And this makes me laugh because here he's all dressed up, he's got his flowers, he's off to like go do his thing and like impress somebody. Maybe he's hoping he's gonna get lucky, and he's not even halfway there, and he's getting distracted by some fake statue boobies here over here. Like he's like all looking over here like, oh, what's over here, right? And it's like this distraction. So this is interesting. This is very interesting because he's come up a few times in a few different readings. And so yes, some of you do have to pay attention that you're not getting distracted by illusions and you're focusing on this very real offer or very real relationship that has come in for you. But I think that for some of you, this is the person you're gonna be dating, right? And so they might have a little bit of a short attention span, or they might like have a little bit of a wandering eye. But maybe what the message here is like they're just looking, but they're not going to do anything. Like, you know, we're going to assume this gentleman here is sane enough that he's not going to make a pass at a stone lamp post, right? So maybe for some of you, there's like, this is saying that's a little bit harmless, you know. But yeah, you could be dealing with a very, very sexually frustrated person, or somebody who has sex on their mind an awful lot. But we're gonna pull some clarifiers and see what's coming up. 1, 2, and 3. So we've got the Strength card. This card's been popping up a lot too. So I think a lot of people right now are coming into this energy where they're having a really massive breakthrough in love, which is good because it means we're coming to loving energy and people are pairing up. People who've been, you know, single for a long time, or people who haven't been lucky in love. This is clearing up. This is clearing up because to me, the Strength card is not just about strength. It's about making a commitment to something and seeing it through, not giving up on yourself, being in this unfamiliar territory, but figuring it out, mastering it, coming out on top. For me, also, the Strength card is that whole energy of you're going to catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. So Scorpio, you're learning a softer way of coming in, of dealing with, you know, this person, or dealing with your insecurities or your fears or things that need to be addressed. You're addressing it with such a sweetness. You're addressing it in such a way that you're going to have this lion eating out of your hand, right? They're going to love it. They're going to love it. So anytime you're addressing something or correcting something, they're going to love it because you're doing it in such a sweet way. You're doing it in such a pleasant, upbuilding way, okay? And as a result, you have this soulmate who's coming in and stepping up and being a protector for you, right? Like just being your lion, being loyal. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo or somebody that has Leo in their moon or in their rising, which typically Scorpio and Leo may not be the most, the most compatible, but depending on what you have in your moon and in your rising and the other planetary placements, it can work. You can't just look at the one sun sign and the one sun sign. You have to look at the rest of the chart, okay? And even then, even if you have signs that are not necessarily complementary, if two people are high vibrational enough, and if they're mature enough, and if they are considerate, they can make the relationship work, right? So whatever it might be, I do think some of you are coming into a connection, a soulmate. This is a soulmate. This is somebody you have a soul contract with who maybe is very different from you. And maybe not somebody that you would typically have expected that you would have come into your life, but it's working. It's working, and it's something long lasting. It's something that's going to withstand the test of time here. 10 of Pentacles. So there could be a lot of abundance, right? You're coming into your financial abundance. Your partner may also be coming into their own financial abundance. You may be merging these things, but you're manifesting together. And there's going to be a lot of physical energy in this relationship. A lot of physical energy in this relationship. So you could be dealing with an earth sign as well, or somebody that has earth in their chart. So this would be Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. And if you have earth in your chart also, that might be very strong. So if you have a moon, like you may be Scorpio sun, Taurus moon, Capricorn moon, or Virgo moon, then that could definitely be where you have earth in your moon or in your rising, and you're teaming up with somebody who's got earth, a lot of earth in their chart as well. It's going to really create a very founded relationship here where you're really able to build. One of the things I do feel that's kind of like a heads up here, this person may be very expressive financially. This could be somebody that maybe likes to bring you gifts, right? But they also really want to get you undressed. So this could be a relationship where you're having to balance out that so it doesn't feel so much like a business transaction after a while. We know this person has a lot of passion for you. But they might also express their emotions through money or gifts. So you Scorpio, we know Scorpios, we're all about the physical connection, but the emotional connection, the emotional intimacy, like we want to be connected at the soul. So again, you're gonna have to find those sweet ways of doing that, of kind of training your lion here, so that it doesn't feel so much where it's simply in the physical thing in terms of like sex and money, but the soul connection, the emotional connection is there too. Remember though, more flies with honey than with vinegar, so doing it in a playful way, I think that's going to be what's going to really, really help this relationship, is bringing in that playful element. Next card here is Seven of Swords. Okay, so Seven of Swords is going to be a card about not overexerting yourself, okay? This person could be very generous, but you could also be dealing with a person who maybe like you give them an inch and they take a mile, right? And Scorpios, some of us can be very much like when we feel for somebody, like we give them everything. Like we just, whatever you want, it's yours. And so this could be somebody who maybe milks that a little bit. So before you go, busting out the table and the finest linens and the finest plates and the catering, let this person show up, see what they're bringing to the table, then set the table accordingly, okay? Don't lose your head over this connection. Don't go into this overgiving mode. You could also be dealing with somebody who's a little bit sneaky, right? But not like in a bad or an evil way. This could just be like the way that they've gotten through their life. So you could be dealing with somebody who's not communicating with you directly. So pay attention to what's being said. You know, like read in between the lines. You know, this person might not speak directly. This person might speak in ways where they're implying or they're hinting things. So it's going to be up to you to fish it out so that everything is clear and everything is on the up and up and everything is on the table, so to speak. Listen, you know, Scorpio, we're very good at, you know, decoding things. We're good investigators. We're good detectives. So instead of being detectives or investigators in ways of trying to snoop out and find somebody's secret, be an investigator in the way where, like, you're paying attention to what's being said and what's not being said. I hope that makes sense. I hope you understand what I mean by this. Okay, but this is an interesting relationship that's coming in. Okay, I do feel that overall with the Seven of Swords, this is somebody who maybe is going to be taking a lot of your time. I mean, she's sitting at this table alone, so it could be somebody that works a lot. It could be somebody who works a lot, right? And then, so, you know, like when you're together, it's really good, but then you might feel lonely some of the time. So going back into that Queen of Wands energy and you keeping busy yourself with your own stuff could be helpful. Or just letting this person know, like, you know, I like that you bring me money. I like that you give me gifts. I like that we have this passion. But dude, like, can we like sit down for a little bit? This person might like wine and dine you. And once they feel like they have you, they might go right back into work mode. Or they might go right back into, you know, having those distractions that they have where they get easily distracted. And so you're going to have to remind them, right? You're going to have to remind them. And hey, I mean, you have the nurturing, you have the passion, right? But every so often they could get distracted with chasing that money, and you're going to have to remind them about the quality time. But when they're there, and that's a good thing. You may just kind of have to rope them in from time to time. Excuse me for coughing. So our last card, and we'll pull clarifiers. Page of Cups. So this is telling us why the person's pulling away. Page of Cups for me is somebody who just needs that playful energy. They need to play. It's usually somebody whose heart chakra is newly opening. So they could be very loving, and that loving feeling can be very overwhelming for them. So if, you know, Scorpios, if we're getting into the deep conversations, the deep discussions, we're talking about feelings, we're analyzing stuff, they might not be able to handle that. Okay, so they might get distracted or they might be working more. So all you really got to do, my darlings, is just come into this energy of, you know, being in that playful energy, keeping it light, you know, reminding them in gentle ways you want to see them, you want to spend time with them. The Empress is here, okay? So this person's into you. This person is into you. This could also be unexpected pregnancy for some of you. So if you don't want that right now, be careful, you know, be cautious. Got little puppies here in the background, but this person sees you as very nurturing, very loving, and it could be very overwhelming for them at times. Like they want to give to you, they want to be nurturing to you, but when you try to give to them, it can be a little bit overwhelming at times. So just be patient with them. Magician, okay? This is somebody who you're manifesting. Major Arcana cards, massive soulmate here, massive soulmate. Another major arcana, Emperor. This is for a lot of you, this is the divine masculine. This is, I don't like the term twin flame. I do believe in twin flames, but twin flames for me are very spiritual. And when twin flames come into union, they teach you how to love in a spiritual way, which means it's no longer romantic. This is different. This is like the romantic soulmate. This is like the masculine, the divine masculine, okay? So if you are a masculine, you're coming into your divine masculine energy. Look, 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 look! They're together! It's the perfect match. Divine feminine, divine masculine. They're together. This is it, Scorpio. So you are with this person in May, or something is shifting in May that's going to allow this person to come in. This is your person. That's exciting. Check out your moon sign and rising sign videos as well. Just for a little bit extra information. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to give